I'm not trying to be a troublemaker right now. This is just on my mind. The Orthobros. Um, why are they so insufferable? Now, what do I mean when I say an Orthobro? I want to make it clear, I'm not talking about any, just any American or person from the West. I think it's mostly American, young American men who are Orthobros. But I'm not, if you are an American who grew up in a different faith tradition or no faith tradition at all, and you had a sincere conversion to Orthodoxy, to Eastern Orthodoxy, God bless you, more power to you. I'm not indicting you in any kind of broad brush way with this group that's known as that's become somewhat notorious as the Orthobros. The Orthobros, to me, they're just obstreperous. They're they're condescending. They're very online with all the attendant deficiencies of being very online, meaning that they thrust their opinions in your face and call you an idiot if you see things differently from them. They presume that they know more than you do, and they just another thing about them. This group that's known as the Orthobros, that they remind me a lot of growing up in the 80s in the American South. There were a lot of evangelical / fundamentalist people who just wouldn't stop with the Jesus talk. Just everywhere they went, it was like they had no interest. They had no interest in you except bringing you over to Jesus, as they saw Jesus, being. And again, just to be clear, so that lest I be misunderstood, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with talking about Jesus to your fellow man. You should do that in one way or another. You should, if you're Christian of any tradition, you're supposed to be a witness for Christ. But there's something about like the cultural moment of the 80s, and particularly in the American South. I think there was something about just some people, their only interest in you was just to convert you. And again, I'm not saying it's wrong to be passionate about your faith. I'm not saying it's wrong to want to share your faith with others, but there's such a thing as relating to other people in a way that transcends just seeing them as a potential convert. And with the Orthobros, it's a lot like that, except they're if anything more full of themselves and more insufferable, because it's like what they say about teenagers, like, oh, you're 17 years old, so you've got the world figured out. You know everything, clearly. The Orthobros act, they're not teenagers. They're mostly, they're in their 20s or 30s, but they still act like they've got it all figured out in every way. There's not much humility there. And are they winning people over? Are they doing very, very much? If their stated purpose is to bring other people to orthodoxy, Are you winning, son? Like, is it working? Do you think your approach might need some examination? Maybe you want to tinker with it a little bit and try something just a little bit new, something a little different. But there's something about them, and I'm not going to say the guy's name, because we had a spat, and I publicly disowned I squashed the beef publicly in the past. But I think there would be Orthobros with or without JD, I'll just say. But they seem to all rally around him. He seems to be their hub. He seems to embody what they want to be. They look up to him and they model their behavior after him. With, shall we say, decidedly mixed results. I'll just leave it at that.